Snowmageddon. I'm getting ready to go over to Southland and get the plow going. This thing's just started and we're down to, roads are pretty covered up already, and it's only 9:20 and it's supposed to do this all day till tomorrow. We're expecting 14 inches. So we're going to get the plow working and move from there. I called a backhoe rental agency out of Lexington, and the only four-wheel drive backhoe they have is in Newport, Kentucky. They could deliver that tomorrow, and it's $280 for one day, a backhoe to remove all the snow off our property. And then there's a delivery fee of a couple $100 and then a pickup fee of $90. So when you add all that up, it's going to be close to $500 or $600 to use a backhoe. But I think that that's cheaper than paying somebody to do it. But I told the guy that I would try with my snowplow on my pickup truck to see if that works, and if we can get our lots cleared with that. I'm going to have to plow with the storm and just try to get sections of the lot done and then move over to Eastland and do those sections and just keep doing it all day long until we get finished with the storm, because if you wait till it all accumulates up to 14 inches, it's going to be a nightmare. That plow on the pickup won't handle that much snow. I think it'll hold about 4 inches, but by the time you start pushing it all, it's going to be challenging. So the backhoe may be the option. So I told them I'd let them know this afternoon, seeing how I'm making progress with the pickup truck. Working the plow, making some headway, putting some salt down in between plowing. Gotta watch for these cars. A lot of back and forth driving. Getting it cleared up pretty good though. I think if we keep plowing today and keep up with the storm, I don't think we'll need to call in the backhoes, because it's clearing it pretty good, and I'm going to throw some salt down on that. But this snow's just kind of started. It's 10:30 now. It's only been snowing for about 3 hours. Plowing the lots again here. Boy, this is some deep snow. Making some headway, starting over here on the other side of the bowling lanes. But it seems to be scraping down to the edge, which is good. So it's just back and forth like plowing a field, and making sure that when I switch gears, I'm not rolling when I do that, because that's hard on the transmission. Drop the plow. I gotta put it in float mode right there. And I only take about a quarter of it. I line this line up with the left headlight when it's this deep, because otherwise you're going to leave a trail. You can see over there I've got some strips that I need to clean up, but I'm barely able to clip it here because there's so much snow, so it is more time consuming, but it is pushing it. I'm going to keep on working. It's hard to film and do this at the same time. It's coming down pretty good still. I'm over here on the side of the building here by the lounge, and you can see how deep it is here, but this plow is doing a good job. It's getting a full load each time, pushing about quite a bit. I've already plowed the lot once, so I haven't even been over to Eastland, but it's getting it down to the edge here, and I'll throw some salt. So that's how good it's working. It's doing pretty good. Snow is pounding down here. It's quite a blizzard. We'll keep on working. These roads are really covered and it's coming down hard. I'm heading over to Mom's house just to pull her driveway real quick because I think Cousin Jane's going to come over there. And there's no way she can get up that driveway, so I'm just going to push that out real quick and then head back over to Southland and continue plowing. Because there's just a lot more to be done. I could probably spend all day plowing driveways, but I've got to get the bowling lanes taken care of so it generates income and opens the business. Heading over to Southland right now and finish up some plowing. I was there late last night and got a lot of the big stuff removed. Haven't been over to Eastland at all. So at Southland I plowed an area that hadn't been touched before, and I only made it 10 feet with the pickup truck because it's so much snow to move. But the fact that I plowed all day yesterday and was able to work those smaller areas out, I made progress, so I think we'll be good to go at Southland. Over at Eastland, since it hadn't been touched, it can't be done by a pickup truck. So we called around all morning. I had one lined up yesterday from Newport, Kentucky, one of these four-wheel drive backhoes, but they couldn't get it delivered. So I got Jason to make a bunch of calls, and he located one today. They're going to have it delivered at Eastland today, and it's $365 a day. I may have 2 days on it, 2.5 days doing it, but that's the only way we're going to get our lot cleared. And I'm going to get Gary. Eileen's checking with Gary to see if he's available to drive that thing. And then I'll take the pickup over there and do cleanup work around it while he's plowing the big stuff, and we'll pile it all up in the middle of the parking lot or something somewhere. But that's our project for today. Okay, approaching Southland here, you can see CarQuest hadn't been plowed much. I got the entrance here, but it still needs some major work. There's a white car sitting over there. I don't know why that's there. It wasn't there last night. But I'm going to get all this scraped up, and this is going to be nothing like Eastland. So I'm going to start on this here shortly and just get all this completely done. We should be good to go here. Southland's in pretty good shape. I've just got to get someone over here to do the sidewalks. So I'm going to pick up Gary and see if he can get started there. And I still haven't heard from Jason yet on the rental of the backhoe for Eastland. Looks like they got CarQuest done, and I might clean up a little bit around the area, but looks like Eileen's here now. But we've gotten Southland pretty well salted, and it's cleared up and ready to roll. I'm going to let Backyard Pools work on that back area by the bank, because if they're going to do that, I'm not going to double my efforts. I've already plowed it twice yesterday over there, that big parking lot. So my next thing will be going over to Eastland, but this place looks good to go. I just need to get the sidewalks done. Still plowing here at Eastland. Tell you what, this is one of the biggest snows we've had in the history of Lexington. Let's see if this pickup can handle this snow. It should be able to handle the 2 or 3 inches at a time that we normally get from time to time. So normally with the snow of this level, I would contract with somebody bigger. Like I drove by Kmart today and they had their lots cleared where they obviously used some big equipment. But we'll see what we can do with this. This is all we need to get it done, and I had Gary out today and I could probably get him to do it, and I will in the future if this gets old for me. But there's so many potholes over here at Eastland that this blade is getting beat up pretty bad. But it's surviving. It's not dented or anything. It just kind of is a little rough on it. Finishing up at Eastland, we've got her open at 5. So there's about 12 lanes going right now. I've got this side of the parking lot pretty much done. Got cars parking here. So now I'm going over to the other side, which I've gotten most of it. I just have to get on this little corner area where these used cars are. I could let it go, but I think I'll just finish it up. It won't take very long. It's Sunday morning at 8 in the morning. Driving down Southland Drive, I've got a couple areas to finish up here. It's 7 degrees out, 8 degrees, and it's supposed to be up into the 20s today, but tomorrow it'll start thawing out completely, like it'll get up to 40s. But I've got a few more places to go over here on the side. I'm going to plow this side lot over here because it's still full of snow. A few people tried to park in here last night, but and this is after plowing it. You can see a pile down there at the end. I plowed this when it first started snowing Friday afternoon. I think I got one plow on it, so that's a little deeper, probably about 4 inches. And then this area shouldn't take me too long, maybe a couple hours. And you know, next time I'll have Gary trained on it if needed. But I'm waking up in the mornings anyway, and oh shoot, there's a couple of cars here. I can't believe that. Well, I guess they were too drunk to drive or something. There's one for sale. We'll plow around them, and we'll just have to make that work. So going back here to the boat garage, get the plow, and start the process. Okay, I finished up Southland. Took me about an hour or a little more. Got this all scraped up. Because people were driving on it, it's got a little layer of salt, a little layer of snow, but I threw a bunch of salt down, so with the sun today, that should all melt off. The hour I mentioned included this area too. So it's, again, it's scraped down, and then we threw some salt down, so that'll melt off here shortly. That's the end of our plowing. Took about 30 hours, both days and also Wednesday, so about 10 hours a day. And then a little bit this morning, so maybe 35 hours total. Last thing I do at the end of a plowing, you know, we won't plow here until another snow hits. We're all done now, is I take it over to the car wash and spend $2 on it and hose this thing out completely, get all the salt out from under there, take the lid off this, and take that grate out and just hose all that down. I'm going to leave the lid off while it's in the garage so it'll dry off. And then I hosed the whole truck off. I ran out of money and didn't get this rear quarter panel, but that's okay for now. I hosed off this entire plow with all the wires and everything, and I'm going to inspect the springs. There was a lot of times it hit a lot of bumps and those springs were activating, so they may have gotten weaker. I'm not sure. I'll double check those. But the plow's in decent shape for the first season here, and it's pretty early. It's February, so we might get some more removals coming up. I'm going to stock up on salt. We went through about almost 2 pallets worth of salt. I've got about a half a pallet left, and I'm going to pull it into the garage here. It fits in there.